Welcome to the Kodiak Island Borough Assembly's special meeting. For this special meeting, we need a roll call.
Okay. Mr. Arndt,
Here.
Mr. Delgado,
Here.
Mr. Griffin, Mr. Ledoux,
Here.
Mr. Smiley,
Here.
Mr. Smith,
Here.
Mr. Turner, Mayor Williams. You have a quorum?
Move to excuse Mayor Williams, who is in attendance at the Prince William Sound Citizens Regional Citizens Advisory Council meeting, and Assembly members Griffin and Turner, who are out on personal leave.
Second.
Voice vote on the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Same sign, okay. Passes. Does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Citizens' comments. Any citizen comments? Citizen comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. The local phone number is 907-486-3231. The toll-free number is 1-855-492-9202. Sign in and state your name for the record if you're here. Turn on the microphone before speaking. Address all remarks to the assembly body and not to any member in particular. If calling in, please turn off any listening device to prevent feedback, which is loud. Okay, consideration of matters for the call of the special meeting. Contract number FY 2023-35. Approval of a lease agreement between the Kodiak Island Borough and OBI Seafoods LLC for certain real property located at 717 East Rezanoff Drive, Kodiak, Alaska. Move to approve the contract.
You're supposed to ask someone else.
Oh, someone else do it.
Or
There's no recommendation here, you can just go to staff report.
Go to staff report.
So during the past week, I'm going to call it, Seema and I have been studying the deeds associated with this, and I will say that we are very fortunate that we have a current contract with two of the folks participating that were land managers. And things didn't look right when we started looking at this, and when Seema grabbed the file in the Community Development Office and started to look, we found the various quitclaim deed copies that you have before you, and found that there were restrictions to this property. And at this point in time, after discussions with the attorney, and when I got this back from the attorney, which I was going to let it go over the weekend, and it wouldn't sit with me. So Friday, I drafted this. I sent this off on Saturday. Let OBI know what was going on. We're going to recommend that we postpone this lease, not vote on it, because we have the risk of, if we were to enter in the lease and OBI starts spending money on this, number one, we're potentially liable for a lawsuit against us, because the federal government or the state could potentially come in and say, sorry, you did not follow the restrictions that are listed on the quitclaim deeds. So that's our recommendation, and I'll let Seema add on to what I just said, but I'm afraid I'm not happy about this. We had a plan going forward. I think both parties were pretty satisfied with what we had. I think it's unfortunate, but I also think it's very fortunate for the Kodiak Island Borough community that this was discovered at this point in time, before we'd entered into a contract that could have been not only very misleading, but illegal.
I guess the only thing that I have to add is that we did go to Walco to inquire on a title search to see if there were any changes made to this deed that was done in 1980. And this deed is standing. The only change that was made was that there is when the public broadcasting portion was deeded off. In that little packet that I gave you, the quitclaim deed, the next, after the quitclaim deed is just the plat as it sat when we received it. And then highlighted, there's many more plats, but every time you file a plat, there's not necessarily a deed followed along with it. But looking at all of the signatures and stuff, these plats did go through the Borough Community Development, signed by the manager and the clerks. And then in 1993, they quitclaimed off the ones to what is KMXT now, but it was the Kodiak Public Broadcast Corporation. And that is plat number 93-5. And there are several more plats that we found that are changing the lot numbers, but no other deed associated with it. So as Walco stated to us, this 1980 deed that's on the top of your deal is what's sitting right now. We do, we can move forward in trying to get the restrictions removed, but we are restricted as a title search.
I have a question. Where's the restriction in the 1980 deed?
So right on the first page, unplatted easements, unrestricted, subject to unrestricted public use and access. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing.
Oh. It's a letter from 1988 that we got when they wanted to actually plat off the stuff for KMXT. I can make copies, but it is a letter from the State of Alaska Department of Natural Resources that was addressed to Bud Cassidy, and it goes through what the unrestricted public use and access clause for this quitclaim is. Do you want me to go make copies?
Yeah, I'd like a copy. Please.
Yeah, I think so. So the all reservations of record that are listed on the 80 deed, that's probably where it's codified in some way? And is my understanding is this is a Department of Interior first, the state second? Is that correct?
Yes.
And so that would have been before statehood, this land was conveyed by Interior.
I don't
No.
believe it was before statehood. I believe it was after statehood, but it's on the letter that she's copying. It references it. But we went to the state. Now, I'm going to kind of skip here a little bit. SEMA's done some research as well, and we are aware of the steps required that we could go back to. Either we have to confirm whether we believe we go to Department of Interior is where we want to go to have these restrictions rescinded to retain the property.
Okay. Who has concerns? Joe?
I wonder what similarities this is to like the restricted deeds that my family home is on, knowing that the amount of time that it's going to take to get it unrestricted. Is that the same with this one?
Well, we don't know. We do know, or we're fairly certain, that these are similar to the restrictions that are on the Baptist Mission properties.
Yeah.
Mr. Arndt?
Yeah, and these are government to government rather than private sector. So that usually goes better also.
Well, any ideas of what to do about this? Mr. Arndt?
Yeah, as Dave said, we need to go through the process. We need to, as we were talking earlier before the meeting, was we need to craft this in the proper light as to exactly what we're doing, and then look at presenting that to proceed. You know, we got, it was a fairly reasonable process on the KMXT property, as I remember, so. And with the help of our senators and Congress person, we can.
My understanding is Peltola is on Interior, isn't she, in the House?
Yes, and I also believe what we need to do is, you know, let the borough attorney get through litigation next week.
Yeah.
And then sit down and really focus on this, because as we discussed earlier, the fact that there's such limited housing in rural Alaska, and that this was for housing, it may come back to us that we may not be able to do exactly what we were hoping to do, but if there's a way that we can verify, if we have to remain with the clause that we have to verify public access, it's just how we craft the request and how we craft whatever we do as far as the temporary disposal of the property, i.e. the lease.
Well, I think that, is there any other comment? I think that there are several things that we have to do. We have to have a really detailed microscopic analysis of the title search. We got to find out exactly what's going on there. And, you know, our records are one thing, but there's got to be a title company somewhere that would have that.
So we did ask the title company how much it would be and stuff like that. He quoted us 40 hours, and of course, that's not 40 straight hours of a week that he
Yeah.
could do it, but thousands of dollars.
Yeah, but
Because-
it's, I think it's important that we do that. And Mr. Arndt?
Yeah, I agree. It'd be good to have that on record. Then it's a permanent record that then we have received for research and anything else in the future, and repurposing of any of the buildings.
Mr. Manager?
So basically, we need to go to the title company and ask for a price so that we can present a price to you to do a full title search as well as an estimated time frame. The only thing that I would also like to do is have a conversation with the attorney to make a couple of calls to see if this expense is truly necessary.
Okay.
Good point.
Yeah, thumbs up. The other thing I think we have to do is, you know, this is going to end up having somebody have to go to Washington to talk to Interior about this. I don't think this is going to be a phone call kind of thing. I'm not sure.
I don't think it's that bad,
You don't?
personally.
So when I Google, how do you do it, there's 10 steps on, you know, and the people to call, and they kind of list it out for you. So, I mean, we do, if the attorney agreed with that was who we needed to contact, we do have the steps and all of that, everything, documentation that we would need.
And we would do that for the feds. Would we have to do it for the state too?
I think it's all encompassing.
Oh, okay.
Well, the other part is with the state, we went to the state because we were disposing of, we were transferring that property. We're not asking to transfer this property. We're asking to have the restrictions removed or changed, you know, to allow us to do other things with this property, because obviously the purpose from the 80s till the purpose now has changed dramatically.
Okay. Any other concerns? Mr. Ledoux?
Maybe if we dedicated the lease, if we dedicated the lease funds to support the school district. No, I'm actually serious, because if you look at the educational needs of the building, of the land, and it talks specifically about schools, that might be the key. But the truth of the matter is, this is why we have an attorney, is to go through and figure out what we have to do and what we don't have to do. And working with somebody who knows the code and can speak it clearly all the time, we have a full meal deal.
I do have to apologize because I have been taking up his time in preparation for next week, so I made him put this on the back burner.
This is the reason I never wanted to be an attorney.
What's that, Scott?
This is the reason I never wanted to be an attorney, discovering things like this.
So I think as a staff, the way we need to approach this is, we need to approach this not concerned about the final lease, who it goes to.
Yeah.
I think we need to be concerned with the disposition of the property and what is going to happen. Can we get rid of these restrictions? I don't want to assign who it's going to go to or what you guys are going to decide in the future to do with any lease funds. That is, quite frankly, none of our business at this point in time.
Yeah, it's the borough's administrative authority that we're talking about. I agree. Anything else? Maybe we can close a special meeting then.
Move to adjourn.
Is that what we have to do?
Yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Looks like we're adjourned.
No executive session.
No executive.
Oh, we did.